What's goody, what's goody, what's goody, what's goody? Welcome back to another episode of the 76-Hour Podcast. My name is Yina, and I am here along with my main man, Nizzy Now Jack Stacks. How are you feeling today, my brother? It is our 10th episode. We
Yes,
getting good
sir.
at this joint. How are you feeling, man?
Feeling okay, bro. I mean, I've seen better days, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we here with it. I mean, the series starts on Monday, so I'm very excited to, see what's going to happen. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with everything.
I don't think we actually talked for a while. I think the last time we chatted was last week before Game 4, so that had to be probably Friday. So it's been what, 8 days
A little
since
over
our
a week, yeah.
a little over a week since our last podcast episode. For everyone who is for everyone who is watching, thank you for staying along with us. Before we continue, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more unique Sixers content. And the content shall be getting good. We are in the second round of the playoffs, and I believe that we are going to be doing live podcast episodes after every single game in the second round. So that shall be fun. We used to do these
Sure.
joints yeah, right. Exactly. We used to do these joints last year. Except it was during the game. But I think we'll see how it works. And if you guys like those joints. But yeah, a lot of things have happened since the last time we have talked. A lot of wild things. A lot of uppers and definitely a lot of downers. So the first thing I want to talk about is the eventual Nets sweep. The Sixers swept the Nets out of their building last Saturday. I was actually up there and I got to talk some ish with some Nets fans
That's
who
dope.
honestly just took the L for what it was. Um, what do you have to say about the Sixers sweeping a first round opponent for the first time since 1991? I wasn't
Um,
necessarily. Well, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
um, I mean, it was definitely a good feeling because I feel like even during the regular season, there would be times where we played bad teams and
Hmm.
we were fully healthy and like the other team wasn't fully healthy and we still lost. So for us to sweep them, especially with Embiid not playing in that fourth game, and everybody stepping up. Now, granted, this is the Nets. They're not a very good team, so I'm not
Hmm.
like, oh yes, we swept. I mean, like like their best player is Mikal Bridges, who has been balling, but he's not
Hmm.
a showstopper, at least not yet, right? So, it was a good feeling. It's it was definitely good to see that we were able to put a team away early on the road without our best players. So I think that was definitely a good sign moving forward, going into the next round.
I was happy for the fact that we got extra rest for our big man, which we'll talk about later.
Absolutely.
Um, I'm not used to playing dominating basketball or watching dominating basketball during the playoffs. So for us to go in and take care of business, that's what we had to do. A lot of my friends, when I was talking smack about, oh, why is y'all teams still playing in the whole first round? My team chilling.
Acts.
Everyone always responded saying, "Oh, y'all just played the the Nets XYZ." One, that's what we're supposed to do. Two, I don't think nobody said that that the Sixers were actually going to sweep the Nets. Not even
Nobody was
the
saying that.
Sixer fans.
Nobody. I didn't even think that was. I'm thinking then that's going to get at least a game. But you know what I
Yeah.
mean. I think that's what everybody thought. It was going to be a gentleman's sweep.
Hmm. And it was not. Bulls swept them out of here with Embiid not even playing game
Yes, sir.
4. Hmm.
I said yes, sir. Like yeah, like.
So yeah, definitely a good series to watch. Game 4, I didn't get to really watch that live because I was gallivanting throughout Brooklyn. But from what I saw, B-Ball Paul played a good game. Tyrese Maxey and Tobias all played good games. Well, as well as James Harden. So it seemed like everyone put in work and like play their role to a T, and that's what they're going to have to do moving forward since your main man from Cameroon is injured. Joel Embiid has an injury on his right knee or left knee, whatever, his knee. He has an LCO sprain. Um, and folks are saying that he is doubtful for Game 1 against Boston on Monday. So begins the yearly tradition of Joel Embiid getting injured in round 2. First, I'm gonna say I'm tired of this, bro. Like Philadelphia fans cannot get a break, bro. This was supposed to be the year, and it still can be. But I was telling you last week, like, why is this man still on the floor every single time he is going to get injured? And lo and behold, the man comes out of that series scathed. And not to say that I'm scared of the Celtics, but the fact that like we need everybody going on all cylinders, and I feel as though, not feel as though, know as though, Embiid's injury is one more advantage that Boston has. My thing going into this, John, I was like, we just have to steal game 1. I feel like if like we can go into Boston, shock the whole world, take a bit of their heart and come back to Philly with at least one win, then like we'll be in good position moving forward. That's going to be very hard without Joel Embiid. Obviously, Harden is a general. Harden is a legend in this game, and he can definitely will a team to victory in the playoffs. Not saying that he can't, but this is Boston, bro, and this is Boston in Boston, playing as a cohesive unit. Yes, they took the Hawks to 6 games, which they shouldn't have, but they still got the W when they needed to get the W. So I'm at a. It is what it is clearly, but I'm at the point where like I really can't be confident in the Sixers as a whole, just because if you are with Embiid getting hurt, that means you are giving this team the benefit of the doubt that they are going to figure it all out, and the Sixers have never figured it's all out. Thus, they should not get the benefit, nor will not get the benefit of the doubt from me. I just hope that clear, clearly he's hurt. I just hope that it's not as bad as they say it is. Hopefully, it's a smoke screen that he'll play game 1. But I really think we are in trouble once again if this man does not play game 1, because moving forward, what that tells me is like they're really trying to play it safe. If Embiid had some pain, but like could still go out there, he would be out there. So I'm just like pointed. Well, I don't. Look, we'll see on Monday. On Monday night at 8:30, if Joel Embiid is going to be on that floor in Boston. And until then, I'm just going to send him positive affirmations and energy. Big man, please get healthy. Oh my God, we're about to. Yeah, that is my take.
Man. Yeah, so I actually have like a slightly different perspective on it.
Okay.
When Embiid first, when I got the news that Embiid got hurt, and that I heard that he had an LCL sprain, one of the first things I did was I took out my phone, I went into Google, and I said, "How long does it take for an LCL sprain to heal?" It said that the normal time is about 4 to 6 weeks, which is about a month and a half. And the way I see it is, I'm willing to give Joel Embiid as much rest as he needs in regards to how much we need him during the series. So here's what I mean by that. When I first learned that he got hurt, I'm like, okay, I'm not playing him in game 1. At the end of the day, we only have, if we're going to go to the finals, he needs to be good to go for 2 more series. So I need him to be well enough to play well in those future series, assuming that we beat Boston, and then going to the finals, assuming that we make it to the finals. So my thing is, okay, like I'm not playing Embiid game 1. If we win game 1, I'm not playing him game 2. If we lose game 1,
Uh,
I'm I might have to play him game 2.
you
But
might
the
have
thing
to.
is, listen,
Yo, okay, okay.
but
I'm sorry.
like if by some miracle of God we go up
Amen.
2-0,
Mm-hmm.
like I honestly might not play him until game 4. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mm-hmm.
willing to give him as much rest as I possibly can. Now, I'm going to need James Harden to be Houston Harden for at least one game. I need him to get to his tween, cross tween. You know what I mean? Like, do whatever you got to do. I know you want to be a facilitator. And at the end of the day, if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm looking at James Harden. I'm like, do whatever, like, by any means necessary.
Necessary. Yeah.
Just, just let us win game 1 and let's try to get a split. If we can get a split, I don't have to play Joel Embiid for those 2 games, and that gives him an extra, like 5 to 7 days to heal the knee even more going into game 3. So I'm going to need Harden to like really step up. I have his stats up for the first round against Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. He only averaged 17 points, 5 rebounds and 9 assists. So I mean, that's not bad, but for this series, like he's going to have to carry the weight. Tobias is going to have to carry the weight as well, and like I'm also viewing this series. I like I think it's possible that we're going to be without Joel Embiid for the majority, if not maybe the entire series. I hope that's not the case, but that's just where my mind. Because I'm always trying to think of like the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
But for that case, like it like I really feel like it just comes down to James Harden. We know that his role changed when he came to the Sixers because you have Embiid and Maxey on the floor, so he's not going to give you 36 points a game like he did in Houston. But now I feel like let's kind of use this kind of like as an opportunity. Like now he has more freedom to do whatever he wants to do offensively. And being that Joel's not going to be on the floor, we can, run with Boston more. Even though we are better with Embiid on the floor, Boston is a young, energetic team that likes to get up and down the court. When Embiid's not in the lineup, we play a similar style of basketball. And also when Embiid is on the court, they love to play that 2-3 zone against us to stop that, and it works. And now since Embiid's not off, like since he's not going to be on the floor more than likely game 1, now we can play a different brand of basketball. So like I feel like, as you like to call him, Coach Rivers, Glenn Rivers, has to be cognizant of that and draw up a game plan that is more catered to, okay, like we're going to get up and down the floor instead of just having like, a ball stopping center, in your offense. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like let's use that to our advantage. Let's get out there and run, you know what I mean? And let's incorporate Jaden McDaniels more, because we have to defend um uh um why am I drawing a blank? Jason Tatum
Tatum,
and Jaylen
Jaylen
Brown. So
Brown. Yeah.
like he needs to come up with a plan. And I feel like if Doc or if Glenn Rivers can do that, I really believe we can steal a game in Boston, whether it be game 1 or game 2, without Joel Embiid. At the end of the day, we're going to need Joel to win a championship, no doubt. But I think that we can win a game, maybe even 2, without him. But
I like the
everybody
optimism,
has
bro.
to come, but like I was saying in the
I
beginning,
like the
there's
optimism,
certain
man.
things that have to happen. I still think James Harden is capable of giving me 1 or 2 vintage games. I think he's capable of that.
55.
Like I think that listen,
You have
Tobias
to, bro.
Harris,
Oh
facts,
my
and like
god.
listen, Tobias Harris averaged 20 points a game against the Nets.
Mm.
Tyrese Maxey also averaged 20 points a game against the Nets. I think those 2 players are capable of giving me like 22 to 25 points a game, at least for the 2 games in Boston. And I think James Harden is capable of giving me 30. I like that. Like that's still James Harden. I get he's not
Mm.
and like you know what I mean, but like I think he can give me a vintage James Harden performance for those 2 games. And I feel like that's our chance, because if he doesn't, we're not going to win. You know what I'm saying? So like this has to happen, and I feel like it's too long, and I feel like if we can somehow win game 1, rest Embiid game 2. I don't want to see him play until the series come back to Philly. You know what I'm saying? So I really think that if James Harden can do what he needs to do and average 30 for 2 games and we can somehow get a split, I think that's our best shot at winning the series, coming back to Philly, getting a split with Embiid at 70-ish% with the knee brace on. You know what I mean? And I think that's our best shot. And then when we go home and hopefully we can have Embiid for games 3 and 4, hopefully we can win both of them games. It can be 3-1. Then we go back to Boston. I think we lose that 3-2. Back in Philly, game
Get that
6.
joint. Yeah.
I think you know what I mean? But like I cannot stress this enough. Everybody has to do their part. James Harden cannot go out there and be like 5 for 21 shooting. You know what I mean? Like that cannot happen. And at least in the first 2 games. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to play perfectly. But I mean, being the optimist that I am, I really think we can pull this off, bro. Even with Embiid out the lineup. I mean, listen, we saw them go 6 games with Trae Young. You know what I mean? And like the Hawks outside of Trae Young ain't really that great of a team. So if they can get 6 games without Trae Young, I mean with Trae Young,
just with him,
I think Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, and James Harden, all 3 of those players combined, we can win a game or 2 without Joel against this Boston Celtics team. I really believe that, bro. I really believe that. You know what I'm saying? So we just gotta make it happen, bro. We just gotta make it happen.
I feel like we can run with them. My question then is, who's going to defend them? That's just my like main joint. Like because like I do think we can run with them. With the way that our team is assembled, because when Embiid is off the floor, then that's when we run and we like have been like playing well. But who is going to like guard Tatum and Brown, and for even that instance, like freaking what's his name, Brogdon, what's the other boy, Marcus Smart. And Derek White.
So yeah,
I'm scared about the defense because Boston is going to have enough reinforcements to at least try. Because we're going to have to like play on like both sides of the ball. So we better hope that your boy Tobias is in shape because it's going to be on him like high key. It's going to be on him.
Big.
And they might have to play. I feel like Glenn might throw in House. Obviously, Jalen McDaniels is going to play, but if it comes down to it,
going to get some minutes for sure.
Okay, so I'll let you answer that. How are we going to guard these boys?
So I think it really comes down to the combinations that Doc has on the floor. I'm assuming that Paul Reed is going to start in place of Joel Embiid, although we have seen in the regular season Doc start PJ Tucker at the 5 and then bring in D'Anthony Melton off the bench, which isn't a bad option because he's a good defensive player. But I think what Doc will do will, like, I don't know how many minutes Paul Reed is going to get in this series because we have to defend primarily wing players, and because of that, I think that McDaniels and House are definitely going to get more minutes. But I think we should definitely approach this situation the same way that Boston would approach playing us if Embiid is healthy, which is we're gonna let Embiid get he gonna get his 30 or whatever, but we're gonna stop James Harden, Tobias Harris and Maxey. And I feel like with the player that Jason Tatum is, he's going to get his. I do like having Tobias Harris on him, but he's going to get his. We have to stop their role players, which is Marcus Smart, Derek White, Malcolm Brogdon. If we can hone in on those 3 players, we put it strictly on the shoulders of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And we saw in the finals, like last year,
lights too bright.
When the lights was bright, and like the Celtics were up, like, weren't they up like 2-0 in that series, or like 1-0, or
I think it was 1-0.
Oh yeah,
I don't think it was. I don't think it was 2-0. No, I think it was 1.
You're right. They were up 2-1. Like I think
2-1. Yes, because Game 4 was scary. Facts. Because I'm like, bro, if Boston wins this game,
Exactly.
yo, no
So
facts. Okay, facts,
so
facts.
like
But
they
it
were
was up
up
two. Yeah.
2-1, and then the lights got
Facts.
bright, and it was on Jason Tatum's shoulders, and he couldn't get the job done. Now, albeit that was the Warriors who, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, at the
Championship
time,
caliber.
at a yeah, exactly. So,
Draymond Green.
facts. But yeah, it's like we have to shut down their role players. I think that we have to do also a better job at guarding the 3-point line. I feel like we need to have a mentality that 2 points is better than three. So just do not let anybody shoot any threes. If they go past you and they get a bucket for two, cool. We have to pick our fight because
Mm-hmm.
they're going to score points. So our job is to limit what we can control. And I feel as though if we can guard successfully that 3-point line, with which means if you see Tobias Harris on an island with Jason Tatum, don't unless it's very necessary or it's a very opportunistic, don't double team. Everybody stay home. And if Jason Tatum happens to beat Tobias Harris for 2 points, cool. What I don't want to happen is we consistently double team. He
Threes.
kick that shit out. Cash.
Hor-
Like,
Hor-
bro,
Horford.
bro, that cannot happen. So what Doc Rivers needs to do is
Glenn.
tell everybody stay home.
Yeah.
Unless it's a very unless we have like a very favorable defensive shift to where if we were to double team, it's not going to kill us. Cool, but everybody needs to guard their man, and if they beat you and they get to the cup for two, so be it.
So be it.
No 3-pointers, because that's where that's where Marcus Smart and Derek White are going to kill us. Marcus Smart not going to take nobody off the dribble. Derek White not going to take nobody off the dribble. Malcolm Brogdon, I don't care. He ain't going to take nobody off the dribble. You know what I mean? They're like, listen,
I love it.
their whole
I
MO
love it
is,
now. I love it.
listen, bro, their whole MO is we gonna let Tatum and Brown dominate, and when they double team, we gonna kick that shit out, and it's gonna be cash. All right, bet. So what we're gonna do, we'll let Tatum get his 30 and shit. We'll let Jaylen Brown get his 30. But guess what? Marcus Smart, 3 points. Derek White, 2 points. Malcolm Brogdon, 6 points. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to let your role players beat us. So if you want to beat us, y'all players need to be able to take us off the dribble. Y'all role players need to be able to take us off the dribble because we're not double teaming. We're staying home. So if Jason Tatum beats Tobias 1-on-1, so be it. Jaylen Brown, so be it. But guess what? Derek White not finna do that. Marcus Smart not finna do that. Malcolm Brogdon maybe on occasion, but for the whole game, he ain't finna do that. You know
He's
what
a
I'm
hell
saying? So
no.
that's how we have to play for this series to win. Everybody stay home, don't double team, and you know what I mean, like, that's how we're gonna have to play. You know what I'm saying? So like, Doc needs to realize that and say, okay, we can steal a few games while Embiid is out. So my hope is that Embiid does not play until Game 3 back in Philly, which gives him uh, another additional week of rest, and hopefully we can get a split for Game 1 and Game 2. And by some miracle, maybe we go up 2-0. Who knows? It's playoff basketball. You have the Heat knocked off
Bro.
the Bucks, and Giannis was
Jimmy
healthy
Boy,
for
dog.
2 games, and Jimmy Butler gave him the business. You know what I'm saying? So anything is possible, bro. Anything is possible. So that's just my approach to it, bro. Honestly.
I love the optimism first and foremost. It's going to definitely be interesting to see what lineups Glenn has. Melton is definitely going to play big minutes.
Absolutely.
McDaniels is going to be playing some important minutes. We're going to see if he trusts House, which I feel like he's going to have to. Like,
How
just for
can he defend? He just can't shoot like that for when he be doing that back there. I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing? But he can defend, and he is athletic, and he can get up and down the floor. So I will give him that.
So you might have to gamble with him because I feel like we're screwed anyway. So let's see what we have with him on the floor. Because who knows? This man gets hot, and then we might be cooking. That's why we paid him $8 million dollars. Put that man on the floor when he is needed. Like it.
Playoff
This is a
basketball. Who
all
knows?
reinforcements, hands on deck, all hands on deck. It is an SOS emergency. Play
Facts.
like your life depended on it. So I'm not going to lie and like be all doom and gloom. There's definitely a chance, not a high, but a chance that we can
Telling me there's
steal
a
a
chance.
game. Glenn is going to have to coach his butt off, and the players are going to have to play their butt off.
No
Um,
mistakes
no, right. And once it,
or very
but that,
little.
but that's why I like go back. Like I don't trust this team yet. And even though
I hear
I
you.
will say, if there was a team, a Sixers year team that I would trust more, it would be this one.
I
So
feel
there's
you.
a chance. I'm definitely going to need. I've been in like Tobias, like I've already like given Toby my blessing.
Playoff
He's gonna have to
Kobe.
and like he's played well, so I'm not even as a respecting for his veteran presence. I'm just gonna leave him there. I've been saying this from day one. Tyrese Maxey is the key, and if we are going to have a chance, I think he is the main X factor,
You need
so
to
he can
cook.
get his points in bunches. Now it's going to be hard, just because he hasn't played that well against Boston recently, mainly because they actually have like long, lengthy defenders. But if he gets hot, and we've seen this man drop 38 points in a playoff game, the first playoff game of his career, so it's is going to be very fun to like see. I'm gonna need him to be aggressive and not defer the ball. Now, obviously, he's not going to even have the actual chance to, because there's no one else to score the damn ball. But I look it. Maxey is the damn key. I like need like him to like put it in the turnstile and turn it. It's time.
Facts.
Like it is
The
what
East
it
is
is.
wide open, bro. If we get past this series and Embiid gets healthy, bro, listen, all we gotta do is make it past this series, bro. That's all we gotta do, bro.
And of course, it would be against Boston, bro. Like, oh, of course, we don't get the. Well, I'll say this. Of course, the wacky BS happens on the other side of the bracket. First off, Jimmy Butler is bull. I'm saying right now on the podcast, I'm sure we would have had at least one championship in the last 3 years if Jimmy Butler was a Sixer. Point
Jimmy
blank.
G.
Period. Two, Giannis is a bum. I don't care what I don't care what no one says,
And nobody's talking about it. He got
bro.
knocked out of the
Oh
first
my,
round, and nobody is saying shit about it, bro.
bro. This
Nobody's
man,
talking about this man. No one's saying anything. He like they were down 2-1 and he played the like game 4 and 5. And he let Jimmy Butler outplay him. And he's a 2-time MVP. And nobody's saying nothing. Like that's the most wild thing about it, bro. And it's just crazy. Well, I can't hear you. I think you're on mute.
hello.
There you go. I can hear you now.
Hold on a second.
You good, bro. But yeah, like nobody's talking about like if this was like LeBron and he lost in this fashion, they would be on his ass. If this was Joel Embiid, they would be on his ass. You know what I mean? But is Giannis okay? Like we'll just you know what I mean? Like
This man legit lost to a 8 seed as a first seed with
Gabe
teammates who are
Vincent,
one, an
Caleb
all-star,
Caleb Martin
two, a defensive player of the year candidate. They lose. Fine.
to
This
Bam
man is
Adebayo.
getting Nike ad campaigns. He's getting Nike ad campaigns now. Him saying, "Oh, do you always fail?" I agree. He's
That
right
was
in
it.
that
That was a good answer.
instance.
That was a good answer.
He's a first seed. They lost to an 8th seed. How's he getting ad campaigns, bro? Like,
And facts. And then people are going to say, well, he was hurt. Okay, he was hurt early in the series, but once again, he played game 4 and game 5. He had
which
2
they both lost, right?
opportunities. Both lost because they was down 2-1, then down 3-1, and then lost 4-1. So
They lost
he
the
had
games
2
he
games.
played. They
He lost
lost the
twice in
games
a
he
row.
played.
Twice in a row.
They lost the games he played. So what? Like, look, if it was Embiid, he would be crucified, hands
Facts.
down.
Of course.
So it is what it is. If you are a Bucks fan listening to the pod, you are getting what you deserve. And I am happy. But yeah, we are going to see what the good guys, the 76ers do. I am even though Embiid is hurt, I'm still excited to like see some playoff basketball because if we do, or some exciting playoff basketball, because if we do get a road win in the next 2 games, then it's anybody's series. So I have to ask you, what is your prediction game wise, round 2 of the NBA playoffs, Boston versus Philadelphia? How far, how long does this series go? And be truthful now.
So
Be honest.
are you asking me what I want to happen or what I actually believe is
What do you believe is going to happen? Let me know. Tell the pot. Speak your truth. How long is this series going to go, and who is going to win? With everything we have just discussed, with everything being placed out, in the media that you have read the last week or so, what do you believe is going to occur? Give me your series prediction.
As you know, I'm a very optimistic Sixers fan, and I do think that there is a good chance that we can win this series even with Embiid not playing a few games. However, if I had to put my money on this game, if my life depended on this series, and me knowing how the Sixers are, especially against the Boston Celtics, I think that the Celtics are going to win this in 5 games. And
In
it hurts
five.
me to say
Wow.
that. And it
In
hurts me to
five.
say that.
I
I
was going
think
to say Boston in 6. This man said 5.
I think that we're going to get a split on the road, but I think after that it's
3
just
straight or 4 straight. Shoot.
I pray to God that I'm wrong. I pray that I'm wrong. But knowing this Sixers team, even though I think that James Harden is capable of giving me a few vintage games, a few vintage James Harden games, I don't think that he's going to. I think he'll give me a decent game, but he'll give me like 25 and 10, and we somehow sneak out with the win. I think we'll get a split either in game 1 or in game 2 in Boston, and it's going to give all the Sixers fans hope. And then some nut shit's going to happen in game 3 and game 4. Then we're going to go back to Boston, and they, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like some nut shit going to happen, bro. So I just knowing this team and Embiid's hurt, and I think Boston going to take this joint in 5. I hope I'm wrong. I pray that I am wrong. But if I had to put my money on
5.
this series, I would say Celtics in 5. And
I'm
it
gonna
hurts me to say
take it back. I'm not going to say 6 because Boston can't win on our home floor. That's like OD.
Really.
Like again, like nah. So I'm gonna say Boston in 7. And B comes back.
7 games.
He's
Okay.
hobbled,
Okay.
but he's gonna put all into it. That's what my
7
heart.
games.
Sorry, that's like what my mind is saying. My heart, give me Sixers and 6. Give me Sixers and 6. But your boy is hurt, man. So that
That
like
changes a lot, bro.
like that just took the wind out of my sails, man.
Like,
And
facts.
it's at the point where like it's inevitable. Joel Embiid is going to be hurt every single time in the playoffs. You can't even like rest this man, or maybe we can, but like even then, like
Just
the
in
only
the whole
reason he
first
got
series.
hurt, like the reason he got hurt is because like Bulls, bum rushed him, and it's not his fault. But
It's
I
just
think
unfortunate.
it's just like the nature of his body frame. Bulls
Yeah.
who are 7'2", 7 foot should not be like moving the way he does agilely on this court, for 82 plus games. Like it's just not,
It's just
he's
science at
a
this point.
like he's a marvel to begin with.
Yeah.
But I just don't think his body is able to withstand all of that. And it's not a bad thing. What it says and like what what it means is once again he just can't be your best player once the playoff time comes. He's going to be like your like impact bull hands down. Like he's going to be your anchor, but you have to build around him with like above average players and another star because it's just not going to work. And like it's sad, but it is what it is.
That's the truth.
It's the whole truth. Like it's like what, like 6 straight years that like he's been hurt. Going into round two, or
Yeah, bro.
so
It's sad. It's definitely sad to see because I feel like if any year was in like if any year was very advantageous for us to win the championship, I would say it's this year because like the worst case scenario is that we play the New York Knicks in the finals, well,
yeah,
the Eastern Conference Finals, and because they're the fifth seed, and like that's the worst case scenario. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So like
right,
like this is out for the taking. Even though I do think that the Celtics are going to win this series, I do think it's still possible for the Sixers to win. But like all the things that I previously just mentioned have to happen. Now, is it possible? I mean, I'm still optimistic. Like I don't think that it's a done deal. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like even with Embiid being hurt, I don't think that there's a 0% chance. But
chance, right,
I think we can get it done. But James Harden needs to like everybody got to step up. You know what I mean? Like all hands on deck. Everybody has to do their job and contribute. And we can't have you know people half-assing and not giving full effort. And you know what I mean? So I think our best case scenario is to win this series in 6 games because in game 6 it'll be on our home court.
mm-hmm.
Which means that we're going to have to win at least one game on the road. And that's going to have to be in either game 1 or game 2. You know what I'm saying? Or game
Mm-hmm.
5. So we have to win all of our home games and win one on the road. It's that simple. All the home games, one on the road, whether it's 1, 2, or 4. No, 1, 2, or 5. So
I'm sure if
we just it, we just got to make it happen, bro. Now,
yeah,
will we? I don't think we will. And that's just me being a basketball fan. But as a Sixer
yeah,
fan, of course, I want it to happen because I'm a Sixer fan. You know what I'm saying? So we just gotta wait and see. I mean, like I said, it's like who knows, bro? I mean, what if James Harden gets us back-to-back 40-point games in game 1? And I mean, anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to write them off, but everybody got to do their part, and that's just really what it boils down to at the end of the day.
So we shall see. Hopefully, Harden is is watching this video. It's
Harden,
on
we
you,
need you,
dog.
bro.
We need you, dog. Like
Get to them tweens, bro. Tween, cross behind the back, spin move, do whatever you gotta do, bro.
we've
You know what I
seen what
mean?
like you can do, and like we're not asking all of that for like a whole month. I've
Just a
seen
few
you drop
games.
like 40, 30-point games every single jump for like 2 months straight. We just need it for like 2 games, 3 games
Like,
until
just
Embiid
give us
gets
a
back, bro.
snippet. You know what I mean? Like that's all we ask.
So
Just for a few games. That's it. That's
so
it.
we'll see. We'll see, man. Want to thank everybody for pulling up and listening to the Two Bulls talk about their favorite basketball team of all time, the Philadelphia 76ers. If you have not done so already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any black male perspective Sixers content. How about that? We will talk to y'all tomorrow, or not tomorrow. Well, this is going to be dropped on Sunday, so tomorrow will be Monday. So yes, we will talk to you tomorrow
No,
for a live edition of the
tomorrow
76-hour
is Sunday, bro.
podcast. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. This is going to be dropped on
Today's Saturday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Today is Saturday, but if it's dropped tomorrow, then if you're watching this on Sunday, we'll talk to you tomorrow, which is Monday, which is the
There we
first
go.
round of the playoffs. I'm hype. He's hype. We're all hype. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you later. I hope you learned something today. Go
Yes,
Sixers.
sir. Go Sixers.
Peace.
Yo.